What is going on, everybody? Different kind of video today. We are not out fishing. We are making some jerky. Now this here is Venice. So I mean, you can use this recipe that we're going to do today on if you're getting your own eye round or whatever kind of, you know, steak, beef cut, whatever cut you're doing. This same recipe works really well on it as well. Just the type of meat doesn't really change the outcome of how well this recipe is, I guess is what I'm gonna say. But before we get too far into it, this here is a full cut of meat, but what I like to do is cut it down into smaller pieces so that whenever I slice it, it comes out exactly the shape and size that I want. And the reason I do this is because it's frozen. The best way to slice it is to freeze it first and then do it. And so that's why I already went ahead and done it and put these in little chunks, is because that's kind of a process where it's already frozen. We're going to try to make this a quick and easy recipe video. We're going to try to keep it short. So I'm going to go ahead and start slicing in here in a second. I will show you the thickness that I cut my slices at. So let me go ahead, slice some of these, and then we'll do that. Alrighty, so this is what we got right here. Just about 30 slices, and that's just off that one block, because what I do, I like to cut it thin right here. As y'all can see, it's on my face. Get off of my face. But yeah, right there. I'd say this is about 3/16. And the reason I cut it kind of thick like that, well, actually some people would say it's really thin, but I don't like really thick cut jerky. So I do it at 3/16 because it's going to shrivel down when it dehydrates to about 2/16. So it's already going to be pretty thin, but it's not going to be paper thin or anything like that. If y'all have ever had like the mingy jerky, this almost sets up like that, but it's a little bit thicker than that on this slice. But I come to find out that this here is the slice I like. But anyways, I got a lot more jerky I got cut up, a bunch. So I'm gonna cut y'all off, and whenever we get to the marinade part, I'll show you that. I won't put you through the headache of sitting here watching me just slice and slice and slice. And also I want to keep this video short in case y'all want to try to make your own recipe. You're going to try this recipe. If you want to try this recipe, it'll be an easy I can't even talk. Easy video to keep up with. There we go. Alright, it's early this morning. I'm gonna get back at it. Yeah. So we got this amount here sliced up, beautiful cuts. Gonna be perfect pieces of beef jerky. Beef. This is Venice, but you know, beef, Venice, gonna work perfect for both of them. But what I was gonna say is this amount, this is the size that I like to make it in. I actually make a lot of beef jerky for a lot of people. They just give me their deer or they bring me beef, and I just make it. So I'll use all these huge containers and stuff and use all these bulk products, and I'll show you what each one of those are. But this right here for myself and this bucket works out perfect. So I try to put about 5 to 6 pounds of beef Venice in this situation. First things first is we have to make our marinade before we put these in, because another thing to keep in mind, this is frozen, this is still really cold, and as you can see here, these are all pieced together, and you have to drop these in individually or they will stick together and the marinade will not go all the way through. I've had that happen a lot of times. But let's go ahead and make the marinade. First ingredient right here, Famous Dave's. Right there, this is going to be the spicy jerky right here. And this here is not a marinade. This is actually a barbecue sauce. So pour all of the barbecue sauce in there. And we will thin this down in a minute so that it can seep through the jerky. You know, if you have a real thick barbecue in there, it's not going to penetrate the meat and marinate it, and you won't get that consistent all the way through flavoring. So I'll show you how we're going to do that. And we're going to put 2 of those in there. Also remember, if you are not making as much as I am making right here, that you just cut your ingredients in half, or however you desire to do it, you know, just depending on how much meat you're putting in there. There we go. So 2 bottles of that out of the way. Now, soy. Don't use a whole lot of this because we're also going to use a little bit of water. This is what I consider to be kind of my signature flavor in there, these next 3 ingredients. But we're going to eyeball this really. Only about a cup of that. And then Worcestershire sauce. I don't know if I told you, but that is soy. Then we got our Worcestershire sauce. And then we're going to eyeball it and do about half a cup of Worcestershire sauce. And then we got this liquid smoke. Right there we go. This is not concentrated. I don't know how to say what I'm saying. Whatever makes it most potent. There we go. This is not that. This is not something you can just like taste. This is strong stuff. So you only need like that much. There we go. And then I don't feel like moving the camera, but I'm gonna put this here is at 1 liter right here, sitting at 1 liter. I'm gonna put another half liter into this right here of water. And then we're gonna give this a good stir, get all those ingredients mixed in there, because that barbecue sauce is really thick and you wanna break that down and penetrate it with all the other fluids and make sure it's consistently even. There, yeah, that made sense. So we're gonna throw this into the refrigerator for about 12 hours. Preferably, I usually do it for 24 hours, but I've got to make a lot. So I'm cutting it in half. I'm doing 12 hours, which is perfectly fine. 24 hours just is full-blown the best marinade you could do. But throw it in there for at least 12 hours. But don't turn off the video yet because there's still more ingredients that we're going to put on this before we put it into the dehumidifier. So wait, is it dehumidifier or humidifier? I don't know. But anyways, check in a minute. Well, you want to be on there, boy? There you go. Hey, what up? You eating a Lunchable, man? Yeah. Nice. You got your muscles out? Oh, dang, boy. You strong. So we made it to the dehydrating point of this. I'll show y'all the one that I use. So this is the one that I use. I have multiples of these, and every one of them, or the reason I got multiple ones of these is I got this one and tried it out, and it seemed to be the best one I had ever had. And so I went and got a couple more of these because, like I said earlier in the video, I actually make quite a bit of beef jerky and deer jerky and all that good stuff. So I needed a few of these. I've had 3 of them now, I think, for, well, about 2.5 years or so like that. Never had a problem out of any of them. They're perfect. A lot of dehydrators seem to take about 5 to 6 hours to dehydrate the jerky, and I don't know if it's the way this one is made or what it is, but and the thickness of what I cut mine on, it takes about 2.5 hours to dehydrate them. But I got this one at Cabela's. I don't know if this is a Cabela's brand or not, but Kasori, I don't know how to say it, but yeah, check it out if you want one. They're pretty darn amazing. But I'll show you how I do this part right here. Here we go. All right, so I like to lay all these paper towels down right here because most people like to, hold on. All right, the reason I do it like this is just, it's mainly a cleaning thing. A lot of people like to drain all the juices off of the meat before they put it on the rack and dehydrate it. I just leave it all on there. I don't know if it has any help as far as leaving flavor on there or not. I just used to dab it off, and it just seemed like a lot more work than what needed to be done. So I just leave it on there, save a step, and save some time doing it. But we're gonna start putting the meat on there. Alrighty. So what I like to do here, see it has all that juices still in there and stuff. I'm gonna pour it in the strainer. Just made a mess. And then we'll just shake it on out of there.
Shake it?
Yeah, man.
You're making your video.
Hey, do you like deer jerky?
Yeah.
You eat deer jerky a lot?
Yeah.
Is that how you get them big muscles?
Yeah.
I thought so. I need to eat more, I guess, because I don't have any muscles. Where did you get your muscles?
You.
Me? I thought you got them at like Walmart. And so I just stick the drainer here inside the bucket so it can drip down in there what excess stuff is on there. But just now what we're gonna start doing, I just do that, get a little bit of that marinade off, not all of it. And then look at that, perfect piece of jerky there. And then place it on the tray, grab you another one. And you just fill up each tray. This dehydrator right here has 6 trays. This amount here should fit perfectly in it. I've kind of mastered how much can fit in one dehydrator. And about 5 to 6 pounds of non-dehydrated meat is about all it can handle at this thickness. Alrighty, and then the final step of this is once you get your jerky laid out on your tray, obviously on the other ones I'm gonna disperse the meat right to get more on there. I just wanted to hurry up and get this on there so y'all could see. But right here, make sure you're not sprinkling like super ground up pepper on these. I've tried that and it's just nowhere near as good. But I just like to come through where these are still have a little liquid on there. This pepper will stick to it perfectly. And I don't know, this is just pretty darn good. Go back if you don't think you hit some spots too good, but yeah, there we go. So yep, that is the last stage before you start dehydrating it. So I guess the next step y'all will see is me eating it. Oh yeah, this is one of the best. It's not too spicy, but it's not too tame, or it's not too spicy. It's not too spicy. I don't know what I'm trying to say. It's like that medium heat that you want. It's a super good recipe. Y'all had to try this out. But anyways, we're yeah, I'm going to dehydrate this. That's what. Yeah. All right, see you in a minute. But I'm so used to just getting this stuff out and turning it off. So I already turned the machine off. But as you can see here, it says 47 hours and 51 minutes right there. This got done 9 minutes ago. As you can see right there, it looks absolutely delicious. But anyways, 47 hours and 51 minutes left. This has a timer on it. And I set the temperature to 165 degrees. And usually it runs about 2.5 hours, but this time here it ran I brought the last piece out with 44 hours and 10 minutes left on it. So this batch here took about 20 minutes longer than usual. I started taking the first few pieces out at about 2.5 hours when it's usually all done. But this time some of them took a little extra, and almost 3 hours this batch here. But I like that because I can tell if I'm being pretty consistent each time that I do it with my cuts. And sometimes the marinades that you put on it, like a teriyaki will take a little longer than this one will, just because it kind of caramelizes the top of the jerky and stuff. But yeah, just thought y'all would need to know that if y'all are going to try this yourselves. Alrighty, but let's go ahead and show y'all the final product right there. And yeah, it's on this bougie plate here just because I need to shoot a thumbnail, so we put it on a bougie plate. But let's go ahead and get a try here. Always go against the grain when you're doing your jerky, obviously, so that it tear like this, you know, strips like that. So that means we did good there. But this one here with that pepper on it, that pepper gives it that extra little kick. And then later on, that famous Dave's Devil Spit kicks in later. Right off the bat, like I said, you get that pepper and then that spice hits you. It's one of my favorite recipes that I do. You'll have to try it. Another thing. Sorry. If y'all want to see a bunch more recipes for jerky, because like I said, I make it for a lot of people, and I've got like 7 or 8 different recipes. Sweet and spicy, a Cajun. I got this one. I got what I call my original teriyaki. I mean, there's so many different flavors that I can show y'all how I do it. So if y'all would like to learn how to do that, hit me up. We'll hook you up with some recipes. Anyways, guys, I know this was a little bit of a different video than usual on this channel, but I don't know, kind of doing what I want to do right now. So yeah, like this video, subscribe, share this video, let a lot of people see us. We'll get there. But anyways, guys, appreciate y'all watching. Have a good one.